Hey there, welcome back everyone. Finally we're here. The new infantry commander has been revealed and the Pincer formation is finally out. So now let's analyze in detail before the commander and later how they will interact with the Pincer formation with we got revealed their own inscriptions. So let's start by reviewing the open field commander Bai Qi, which is a smite AoE commander with extremely powerful skill in the open field. So let's analyze it in target. First of all, the active skill will require 1000 rage and it will deal smite damage to up to 5 enemy in a troop in a fan with a damage factor of 2400, which is not huge like Arthur Pendragon for example, but Arthur target less target. Each target has a 30% chance to take 15 extra damages. So the first one basically will have the 30% of chance to get full damage plus 15%, while all the others basically may risk not to get the penalty given by being multiple target. So this is already a very good damage output, and also the 5 target of course is impressive. But let's go to the second skill, Breaker of the Battle Lines. The commander infantry units gain 20% more speed, 10% health, and 40% attack. Yes, that 40% is huge. Not only you are fast because you get the bonus speed of march speed, you are also a little more tankist thanks to health, but you also have a huge tons of attack, which increase a lot your damage output. Third skill, Ravager of Land and Spirit. If this commander troops is attacking a troop on the map, so not while garrisoning or rallying but while battling in the open field, their troops gains 10 stack of the Malice effect whenever it uses an active skill. If its number of Malice stacks is higher than the target percentage of units remaining, it spends 10 Malice stack to deal smite damage to that target, damage factor 300. It also gains a bonus 10% to severe wounded units and a 20% bonus to rage recovery speed for 1 second. Wow, that's huge. Not only you get those stacks, you make smite damages based on the percentage life of the target, so it may proc a lot of time depending on the situation with only 1 second of cooldown, which is huge. But also it gains a 10% bonus to the severe wounds inflicted. Wow, I mean, is only for 1 second of course, but gaining this bonus is like huge. Getting more inflicted wounds means that you have an heavier hospital, you have to spend more resources and speed ups to heal, so it's gonna be huge. We'll count that we have a bonus of 20% of rage recovery speed, so this skill is just insane. Martial Culture. This commander's troops deal 10 more normal damage. So basically you already replenished the arch formation just with this force starting skill. And when attacking a field troops, their troops gain 10 stack of malice upon entering combat and 10 stack of malice for every 10% unit losses. So this is just good because the more units you lose, the more stacks you gain, so you will make more smite damage temporarily, and also in a situation where your rage reset, maybe if you go in and out from the command, you keep getting every time 10 stack, so you should also for the cheeseburgering guy. And finally, a 5 bonus to smite damage dealt up to 30% for every 10 unit missing, so you also have a huge bonus up to 30% depending on it loses of your smite damage. So this is the first real commander totally exclusively based on smite damage after William Wallace. and their skills are extremely overpowered in my opinion. But then we have the expertise, blood upon blood. If this commander troops in the map, after severely wounding 400k enemy units, it gains a 5% bonus to normal damage dealt. When reduced to 50% units remaining, it deals 70% more damages and take 30% less damage for the next 6 seconds. When reduced to 15% unit remaining, it deals 100% more damage and takes 50% less damage for the next 6 seconds. This effect can trigger once per hour, reset if this commander enters your city. Wow. Well, I don't think we will ever wounding 400,000 enemy units to gain that bonus to normal damage dealt. It's an extremely occasional situation, in my opinion, but still good to have. But what is amazing is that when you reduce to 50% units remaining, it is 60% more damages and take the 30% less damage for the next sub-second. I won't count the 15% of unit remaining because usually people or just go back to the city with some low percentage of units, or just is because it's surrounded and so die very soon. But still it's huge to think that you basically do 100% more damage, basically you duplicate it and takes 50% less damages. This still will useful. Is like a skill of Constantine and Shajar, so it reset if this commander enters your city. So this commander Bai Qi will surely be on meta as soon as he come out, because it does a huge amount of damage, and also I think many are wondering the bonus of severe wounds inflicted. So I think this commander is gonna truly be strong, and using in the open field surely will be meta, or at least for me I will instantly max him. But now let's pass to the Garrison commander, Tokugawa Ieyasu. Let's see his active skill. Eye over Sekigahara. Rage requirements is 1000 and it deals smite damage to a single target troop of 2400 and reduce the defense by 10% of 3 seconds for 3 seconds. This commander also gains a damage absorbing mighty shield for 2 seconds of 600 damage. So the skill itself is very good because it deals a huge amount of damages to a single target troop and also reduce his own defense, and it also provides a shield that, as it is an active skill, it will provide a lot more survivability. Mikawa Bushi. Whenever this commander troops launch a basic attack or counter attack, their infantry units have a 25% chance to gain 30% attack for 4 seconds. Infantry units in their troops gain 10% march speed and 10% of defense. Well, this second skill I don't think is extremely strong because yes, of course you have 30% attack almost always, but as Garrison commander the 10 march speed, if not for marching till the structure you are going to defend, is not extremely useful, and I don't think that Garrison commanders are usually used in the open field, so it's not extremely useful as the bonus, and that 10% defense is quite low, but we will know the truth after reading the other skills. Niko Tosho. If this commander is a Garrison commander, the Garrison deals 10% more damages. And only this is worth a skill. 10% more damages over everything is extremely good. But whenever the Garrison deals smite damage, it has a 25% to cleanse one between slow, poison, exhaustion, or normal debuff effect from itself. If the effect has multiple stacks, it cleans only one stack. This is very important to keep in mind. It gains 1 stack of the Tosho effect for 10 seconds. Each stack increases the health of the Garrison infantry units by 5%. the Tosho effect can stack up to 4 times, so for a total of 20% of health, which go to compensate the second skill, which doesn't give a huge amount of stats, and its duration reset whenever it gains another stack. So 20% health surely good, but is only when you deal smite damage, so you need to obviously or cast your own active skill, which is nice because I mean there is not any other reset condition than gaining another stack, so it's very quite fast to get. Or you get a way to instant proc damage, like for example the other commander, which made it based on the stack, or Liu Che, or whatever other commander which deal smite damage proc. Nagashi no Gambit, the first skill. If this commander is a Garrison commander, whenever the Garrison receive a buff, it has a 50% to gain a damage absorbing shield of to 1200 damage factor for 3 seconds. So a buff is whatever. A buff, for example, is also the health bonus, which is a stack, or some other buff given by every other commander, or whatever. And finally we have the expertise, Shields of Osaka. Whenever this commander troops launch a basic attack or counterattack, it has a 15% chance, 30 if it has a shield, to deal smite damage to up to 3 enemies in a fan, damage factor 300. Every additional target reduces the damage to each target by 15%, cooldown 10 seconds. So the cooldown is high of 10 seconds. It's nice that the chances duplicate when you have a shield, because this commander will have a lot of shield, especially if you pair him maybe with Heraclius, for example. It will be provide a huge tons of shield. But the damage factor 300 is not overpowered. The commander itself is strong, I think, but alone I don't think it will change the meta. Maybe together with Gorgo or with Heraclus we surely do good things, because it has a good amount of output of damage, it has a shield, it has a good amount of damage to increase the damage that it does, especially to the new released Cavalry Rally Attila Subutai. So I think it will still be able to do good, but before we will need to see the test result in order to ensure that this is really a worth commander investing. And that's all with the commander's analysis, and now it's time to go to see finally what do we have for the Pincer formation. Pincer formation has 4 extremely strong inscription, but let's start from the top left, so the Annals of the 9 Cauldrons. We will see both the legendary and also the blue one to compare them and see them if also the blue one is strong to be used. So let's start by Toppler. The Wielder troops gain a 5% boost to smite damage. Whenever their troops deal smite damage, so which is proc, which is active skill, which is whatever, the target troop take 20% increased smite damage for the next 3 seconds. This effect can trigger multiple times in a single second, up to 5, before entering in cooldown. This means that you can trigger this debuff to take 20% increased smite damage for 3 seconds, up to 5 times in case of proc, usually, before entering to a 5-second cooldown. I mean, it's huge. Already the boost to smite damage is very good because it's another 5%, but whenever you inflict some smite damage, and with the new commander we can do it exactly 5 times, the target troops take 20% increased damage for the next 3 seconds. This is a must to have if you are using the arch formation right now with where is the arch one? With the destruction, which has already been established by time, that is not overpowered for the open field because it reduces a lot of your rage with that chance and gives only a 3%, 3.5% boost to normal damage dealt. This is definitely gonna OP. I think this is a must-have. It's good because you get it via outarch, so this is a must-have if you are going to switch to Pincer. As my son Conrad Bilek said in his analysis video for the new Pincer formation where he made all the maths, you will see the link to his YouTube channel below in the video, in the description. Pincer already may outsmart arch formation in the open field, but this was before revealing the inscription for Pincer formation. With this new reveal, if all the other inscriptions are going to be like that, definitely Pincer will be the one you will use in the open field instead of Arch. Let's see Imploder, the blue one, for these Annals of the Night Cauldrons. When the wielder troops deal smite damage, the target troop loses 20% defense for the next 2 seconds, which is very good because you lose a tons of defense for 2 seconds whenever you make the smite damage. This effect can trigger multiple times in a single second, up to 3 times before entering a 5-second cooldown. So, of course, a smaller version than Toppler, but I think is still very amazing because even maybe also stronger because here the target take more smite damage. But with the Imploder, the target loses the 20% defense. It's right that you pass from up to 5 target at 5 times to up to 3, but still you are reducing the wall defense. So normal damage, smite damage, combo, and skill damage, everything will be increased by 20%, basically ignoring that 20% of defense. So honestly, the blue one is extremely strong. Not surely a Doppler, but is extremely near. Is still very, very valuable in my opinion. Let's now go to the right of the 9 Cauldrons, Demolisher. The wielder troops gain 5% boost to smite damage, so with the other one we already at 10%. Whenever their troop deals smite damage, it has a 75% chance to ignore 50% of the target defense. This effect can trigger multiple times in a single second before entering its cooldown. If it only triggers once, the wielder troops gain the 100 extra rage. Wow! Not only you get a good boost to the smite damage, but also you have a 75% chance to ignore half of the target defense. This is huge. Definitely must have, absolutely. You cannot skip that if you have the chance of getting it. If it only triggers once, the wielder troops gains 100 extra rage. So if you are maybe cheeseburgering or if you are in altar fight and maybe you are just chasing one troops that have been left alone, you also gain 100 extra rage. Definitely insane. Let's go to Rider. The wielder troops gain a 2% boost to smite damage. Whenever the troop deals smite damage, it has a 50% to gain rage 20% faster for the next 3 seconds. Well, also Rider is extremely good, I think. Of course, not even comparable to Demolisher because it's really something else. But the boost of 2% is something still better than nothing. But you have 50% to get faster rage generation, so that's just insane. I don't dare to imagine how they are the other two, but we will see now. Airtight. The wielder troops gain 5% combo attack damage resistance. Oh, so this is studied again combo damage, which is now used by cavalry. Whenever their troops deal smite damage, their troops takes 10% less damage for the next 3 seconds. Wow. Well, this is not damage important, this is a pretty defensive one, but I mean, what you want more? You take 10% less damage, so if you are proc and you proc it instantly basically from the start of the fighting, you get 10% less damage for 3 seconds and the cooldown is only 5, so what do you want more than this? Let's see the blue one, Hard-Headed. The wielded troops gain 4% combo attack damage resistance, so nothing impressive to be honest, but you still get some resistance. Of course, I mean, I think there is something better. Vitality gives 3.5% health, so it's not huge, but for example, here there should be, let me see where, for flames, for example, you get 1% more extra damage for everything. So, I mean, this is just better in my opinion, but let's see the final legendary inscription, Thundering. Quite easy and straight, 10% boost to smite damage dealt. We reach a total of 20% boost with all the 4 legendaries, and it's just strong. While Rattling give a 4 damage boost to smite damage. So, good, very good, but not overpowered. So, let's do it that. But how to obtain those? So, let's see. Of course, we are in KVK right now, but let me see if it's already in the inscription shop, but I don't think so, because our already started. Yeah, exactly. Our KVK already started, but you're gonna get Toppler by the Outarch, while if you go in the inscription shop, you can already find Airtight. So, not the best one that we could get, obviously, but you still get defense against the combo attack damage resistance and taking 10% damage. As for the other, it's just truly based on your luck, so good but not extremely good. But still, this new formation is amazing. I mean, this is my current one for Smite. And let me select it where it is. Okay, so this is my current formation for Arch, where I got a pretty decent, more or less, amount of stats, and I've got not destruction because I was waiting for that. I only have onslaught, which still is good because it makes 1%, 1.5% normal damage of all types, so smite damage, so I can't say anything about that. While here, where his I have Unserving, which increases the skill damage resistance of the wielder, but if you want to convert to Pincer, it's just gonna be Hard-Headed, so the resistance to the combo attack damage. So, obviously this is not my best. Vengeful, when you launch any type of basic attack, it gains an extra 2 rage for every 10% unit. It says slots, nothing impressive definitely, but let's see if there is something that will change. No, it's exactly the same, so nothing changed. I mean, if you have a set that you don't do anything with, if you can convert it, for example here I have also an infantry set with not particular inscription, so quite easy, to be honest, to change. With this I only need 3 converting stone. Here I can just take and converting it as soon as I want to place an inscription over it. If you want to convert to the Pincer formation, it won't provide you the inscription over here, but still I could just do it with 3, for example, converting stone, and later, if you have the inscription already ready, just inscribe those inscriptions. Here I can just convert my war cry because I don't really am impressed, or you can just wait for the next reveal self armament event, or the next event which provide a good amount of legendary inscription chests, or still find the bundle. But definitely I think that Pincer is something that you should think about making. It's just OP, obviously more OP if you get the legendary inscription over it, especially some of them. For example, the Demolisher is terribly devastating, but that's it. So think about that. So thank you everyone. This was our video about the analysis of the Pincer formation, which I'm sure many other will release very soon. So thanks everyone for who have watched, and of course think about subscribing to our channel. It costs nothing and it satisfies us a lot every time that we get a new subscriber. And thanks everyone for watching, and I wish you a good day everyone. Have a good day again, and bye bye.